Welcome to round 9 here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez circuit. It is Mexico City, and if your name's Connor, sponsored by Fisherman's Friend. Get one of those down your throat. Lozenges will make you feel a lot better. The Banshee Conda is manned by Connor today, but welcome to Mexico. We are quite high up, ultimately, here in Mexico City. A 2.6 mile track, 4.3 kilometers, named after Ricardo and Pedro Rodriguez. Ricardo died in practice, and his brother Pedro was also killed behind the wheel 9 years later. Don't expect any rain in this part of the world, although, to be fair, you just never know what might happen in this grand scale of F1, ultimately. We'll give you an update on all the championship situations as we get ready. The drivers will be looking at the race, they'll be looking at their setups. Remember, this is a very interesting circuit. Yes, there's a very long straight, but it's not purely about speed. You have to look at sectors 2 and 3 ultimately, to make sure that you are primed and ready. Otherwise, you are going to be a slow individual. DRS Julian, first one out. Ant says, I heard Captain sing Feliz Navid, which I'm sure is the Mexican national anthem. Do leave the likes, do subscribe, do ding the bell, and you will get all of our updates as we do. DRS Julian on his outlap, Scottish Ninja on his outlap, E17 also, and Hot Dog himself, and Captain Nibs has made an appearance on track as well. Let's just see, has he got, yes, he's going with the soft compound tyres. Everybody, yes, going with the soft compound tyres. There is absolutely no danger, you're getting through it on the mediums, let's put it that way. Again, as I said, do you know what, yep, go for straight line speed, you'll compromise yourself through sector 2 and 3 and you'll be utterly slow. So there's absolutely no point in going for that. You want a really good setup. You almost want a little bit more Monaco setup than Monza setup, ultimately. So we'll keep an eye. There is Mr. Zach on his outlap in the green machine, the Aston Martin. Finished 5th in the Constructors' Championship this year after starting really well. Kind of faded away throughout the year, but we'll see what's what. We're going to go on board with DRS Julian because he is the man who is going first. So let's just bring up the various things as he comes out through the stadium section into the right-hand corner, turn number 16 and 17 onto the pit straight. DRS will be activated across the start-finish line. Now, there we go. So let's see what he can do as he comes now down the long straight into that little kink of turn number 1 and 2 into 3. Want to move to the left hand side, hit the apex nicely there. You can run side by side a little bit here and make yourself on the inside. Don't want to get on that inside curve too much, you'll spin yourself around. Second DRS activation there. Remember, only one detection zone here in Mexico, but 2 activation points. There's a car, is it going to get out of his way in front? He's going to hope it does, otherwise it's going to it's going to get in his way. He's run slightly wide there, coming through turn number 5 into 6. The Red Bull, oh, the Red Bull's there. He's, yeah, the Julian will be screaming, whatever language he speaks, as he now comes through the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 kink, and this is where you need to have really good downforce. Third DRS activation point here is live. He is purple, but he's the only one who's so far set a sector 2 lap on the rear, and absolutely the rear almost kicking out there, coming now into the stadium section. They are all not cheering for him. Coming out now through the grandstands into 16. Got to put power down now, and he's given up, has DRS Julian. So let's just jump back to, let's have a look, let's see Roundy what he can do. Can Zach come through the stadium section? One of the cars gets out of the way, he's got to watch. Rob Dog, Hot Dog quickest 119.3 in that Williams, and then Scottish Ninja goes quickest 119.0. Is that going to go quicker than that? Yes, he does. 118.6. Captain Nibs has just managed to go 117.9 as well. There we go already. Let's have a look at Fast Track Dave, who's going slow. Here comes Connor across the line. Where does he go? Into 4th place. 118.6 from the man from Reading. E17 goes into 7th. That's there, and Dumbest Hornet just gone across the line as well. So the elder brother in there. Baby Hornet not racing again. Simon, we wish you well. Era Voice has managed to find some speed after the last 2 races of racing me at the back. He's gone into 4th place. SW in the Alpine. Change the world. Never going to happen. Airways quickest, 117.4 at the moment. Kazasoze in 2nd, just 117.8 for him. Let's jump on board with DRS Neil. He is on an outlap, and he's just humping himself over the curbs. That is what he was doing. Let's just, evening Mandy, let's see what DRS Neil can do. As he sets himself up now, remember he invalidated there, he's going to go for it now. Let's have a look and see what he can do as he comes across that start-finish line. Starts his lap now. Again, building up that speed all the way down to turn. Remember, going to be lots of overtaking opportunities. You don't want to use all of your ERS straight away. The 2 Alpines, 1 and 2 at the moment. Alfa Romeo 3rd, Ferrari 4th, McLaren 5th. Let's see what the Haas driver can do coming through it to the end of Sector 1. Reopens the DRS now. 28. Yes, 28.7 there for Neil. Coming now into 4 and 5. Nicely done. You want to have a car with good rear end traction to get you through this kind of tight and twisty slow point. But now you're coming into the point where the aerodynamics are really going to work their magic from 7 all the way through to 11. You want to be able to keep the power on. You don't want to see the rear sliding too much as we come through this twisty section. Remember, you got to keep it nice, otherwise you're going to invalidate. Now comes through, DRS will be live again, which it is. Now breaking into turn number 12. Into 13, 14, 15, 16. And again, you've got to have that really good grip. If you're lacking rear end grip, you're going to struggle as you come through here. DRS Neil, can he beat that 117.4? He's coming across the line. He's certainly looking quick. Is it going to be provisional pole? It is 116.5. Wookie is here. Here's the man who makes various noises. He's on an outlap. Let's have a look at DRS Julian. He's on the mediums this time. So remember, he was on the softs. He's now on the mediums. So he's decided to give it a go. Let's have a look. It's done so far, so good. Nicely done as he comes now down into that stadium section. See what he can do. Remember, setting those medium times, set a benchmark time at the present moment, just to give him an idea of what it is going to look like. Nicely done. Does he come across the line? Where is he going to go? He goes up into 9, so it's an Alpha Tauri 9-10 at the moment, which is really good news for the Alpha Tauri boys. Remember, hitting around about 247 kilometres an hour as they come down the fastest lap. We're now on board with the Panji Gonda. He's getting ready to go on to a second lap. Remember, 8th gear all the way down to 3rd gear for turn number 1. Staying in 3rd as they come through 2 and 3. Coming through this final corner in 3rd, then up to 4th through 6. Got to have a stable car. Coming across the line now comes the Alpha Tauri. See what he can do. One of the Alpines just coming out as well. It's a Haas 1, Alpine 2, Alpine 3. Corner coming down, DRS wide open. Now braking down into 3rd gear for this turn 1, keeping it in 3rd gear. Don't want to hit the apex too hard on either of turns 2 or 3. Nicely done there. We'll now ramp it all the way up to 7th and 8th gear. 8th gear just before the braking point. 28.9 for the AlphaTauri driver, down into 2nd, 105, down to 75 kilometres an hour. Now having that speed up slightly to 90, holding it to around about 85 on the apexes of 5 into 6. And now into this tight twisty section where you're going to feather between 5th and 6th gear, and it looks easy enough, but tell you one thing, it is difficult coming through into the 3rd sector. He's keeping it clean so far. Red Bull in front of him. He's half a second quicker than he would. That would put him maybe up to around about 10th place in the AT. We'll see what he can do. Coming through as he goes. He's getting a little bit edgy there coming through that final sector. will begin to floor it as he comes across the line. Does he improve? He does. He goes up to 6th. He made a massive 2-3 tenths in that final sector. KnightshadowSC now on board with him in the Alfa Romeo, and he is slightly quicker into sector 2. DRS Neil gets a 5th place crowd play, and for the pole sitter, that is potentially going to be dramatic. Our provisional pole man could start 6th. He's had an issue with Fast Track Dave in 17th, who's in the pits now, so something has clearly happened with DRS Neil and Fast Track Dave. Both teammates, Gunther Steiner, not impressed. Let's see what KnightshadowSC can do as he comes now down. 5th place at the moment, 1.3 behind DRS Neil, but he will bump up. Oh, the car looked as if it had a little bit of understeer there. Nicely done now into that stadium section. Car looks a little bit stable. Maybe not as much on the front, but the rear certainly looks stable as he's going to now come across. Takes a very different line coming out through turn number 17. Doesn't improve. Well, he does improve a quarter of a second, but doesn't improve his position overall. He's 17. Is he on a fast lap? No, he's not on a fast lap. Rob Dog is not on a fast lap either. Anton is probably on the inters. Yes, he is. That should be banned. Or in French, le bon. There we go. Should be banned. I am going to have to make a petition to the Ferrari International Assistance Programme. And talking of Ferrari, here is the lead Ferrari, who is currently technically in provisional pole because of DRS Neil's 5th place grid penalty. He's going slow, so we're not going to go too much. Let's stick on board with British Airways, who's not flying a sustainable aviation fuel flight today. He is using full-blown F1 fuel. Coming now down. Take your brakes down into 3rd. Does he drop it to 2nd at all? Some drivers do. No, he keeps it into 3rd. Nicely done. Car looks nice and settled. Some yellow flags waving. Driver's got to watch. We don't have unnecessarily Brocken Airways quicker by 1/10 of a second. He's looking to get up into the top 3. He's currently about 4.5 tenths off 3rd place, so he needs to make up some speed. He's got a Williams in front of him. If that is Anton on the inters, God help him. And it is. Anton's going to have to watch because he could be... Oh, and Airways has lost the rear end. I don't know if that was a little bit of wash from the Williams. But he is not going to be one happy British Airways pilot. Here comes Roundy coming across the final part. And he's not improved. Super Striker on the McLaren. Let's keep on board with him as we go now. We have yellow flags left, right and centre, but Airways was quicker and had a little moment. Remember, the dirty air coming off the back is not what they want the drivers. They want to be able to keep in the race closely. You don't want to be behind a car that is giving all that dirty air. 3.25 tenths quicker so far. Really good opening sector by Super Striker. Maybe compromised himself slightly there through turn number 4, but nicely done through 5 into 6 to recover from that. This could certainly bump him up, maybe to around about 7th place, where the Banshee Honda is at the moment. Let's just track as Super Striker goes through. Is his name Stan Collymore? Who knows? Or Stan Cauliflower. He's a second quicker, so this is certainly going to bump him up. Possibly could dethrone British Airways from 4th. This could put him up into 4th or even 3rd if he can get a really good exit coming out of the stadium section. Nicely done. Takes again a slightly different line, turning through 16 and 17, keeps it tight and goes up into 4th place, just 2/100ths behind Captain Nibs. Although technically with DRS Neil being demoted 5 places, this will certainly help. Wookie doesn't improve. Well, he does. He doesn't improve place-wise. Connor is starting his lap. We've already seen him, so we're not going to look at that. Switch Ninja, we're going to jump on board with him. Let's see what he can do. He is slower, though, in Sector 1. Considerably. So he's obviously not on a quick lap. Simber goes across the line, half a second quicker, 180.4. Let's just see if he is on a quick lap or not. For the Red Bull. The long fronts, the pit straight almost just keeps going. it never seems to stop. You're just constantly there. It's a long while. Let's see what Simba can do. Oh, gets a little bit on the grass there. 3/10 of a second down. So a little bit slower than 2 Williams, 16th and 17th, although we'll see what happens. Ghost Rider on a outlap, and his is now on his quick lap. Let's jump on board with him. Let's see what he can do as he comes down this long straight. Remember, we said it's around about 15 seconds before you really get into turn 1. Nicely done there from the rider of the Ghost. Maybe compromise slightly going through 2 into 3. Remember, he's not set a lap time just yet, so let's see what he can do. 29.3 from the Ferrari. Nicely done there off board, looking at that white and red Ferrari. Tribute to the early 2000s cars with the barcode Marlboro branding. And there is that Ferrari. Nicely done. Car looks nice and settled. Remember, more than likely people are going to pick up track limit penalties here, so going to be good to see. Aero Voice down into 11th. Fastest Red Bull at the moment. Nice there from Ghost Rider coming into that stadium section. Second gear at turn 13. Now 14 through 15. 15 the slight little kink there. Runs wide like most drivers do, and then will switch back and looks to improve and goes 16th. So he and E17 on the 8th row of the grid. E17, talk of which, here he is in the Mercedes. Anton has left the session. He's clearly had enough. The French are on strike. That's how it is. Right, let's jump on board with Aero Voice. Let's see what the Dutchman can do. The Dutch have just elected some very interesting political individuals. Anton is disconnected. Could we see? I don't actually know what we would call it. Nexit? Maybe Hexit? Who knows? Oh, he's absolutely screwed that one up. We're not going to look at that. Kazi Sozi's on a slower lap. Here's Airways. Remember, the lap he did before, he got hindered slightly by the Williams. Let's see what Airways can do as he comes through Sector 2. He's 3/10 of a second quicker. This would possibly put him up just one place to 5th, where Zach is at the moment. Great driving we're seeing from Zach in recent races. Super Striker up in 4th, Captain Nibs in 3rd. Remember, DRS Neil is on a 5-place grid penalty, so the highest he's going to start is 6th. Airways comes across the line and goes into 5th place. So Seppi at the moment could be on for provisional pole. He is currently quicker by a 10th of a second at the end of Sector 1. 47 seconds to go. DRS Neil will go down to 6th. That will promote Seppi, Nibs, Super Striker, Airways, Roundy up 1 place. Oh, and Seppi's going to be... Oh, is he going to be... Oh! Him and the Alpine and the Aston Martin have collided! I think Zach was just on an outlap and tried to get out of the way. Oh, that's hampered Seppi. But he might get provisional pole anyway, and Roundy could well have some damage on the rear of that Red Bull. Aero Voice is the one who is looking to start a quicker lap. Let's see if he does go. Has he got enough ERS to go? That's the critical thing. Zach is there. And qualifying is over, folks, so if you've just crossed the line, then you're fine. I'm not quite sure if Aero Voice made the line, but we'll see what's what. Connor is on a quick lap. Well, I say quick, it's not really. So he's not improving. Zach, let's see if he does improve, although he could have some rear damage from being rear-ended by the Alpine. He's 3/10 of a second down. Super Striker, can he improve? He's 4/100ths slower at the moment than his previous. Let's just jump up through the back. Simba is currently just 2/10 of a second. DRS Neil goes quicker. It's not going to help you, my friend, because you are going down to 6th place. All you do stretch your advantage to 9/10 of a second. It's not going to be pole to flag victory if you do it. Let's see what Simba can do. Can he improve himself? Currently it is Red Bull 12-14. Simba comes across the line and moves into 11th. So it's 11th and 13th for the Red Bulls. It is a McLaren in second. He's going to take provisional pole. Super Striker himself has gone into second. Remember, DRS Neil is going to get that 5th-place grid penalty. Zach, is he going to improve? No, he doesn't. There is your grid, folks. DRS Neil on provisional pole position. He's not going to get it. He is going to start 6th. So it's Super Striker on pole. It's Seppi in 3rd. Captain Nibs in 4th. And we'll bring you the rest shortly. Wow. What a way. What a challenge that we've seen so far. There we go. DRS Neil gets his 5th-place grid penalty. Super Striker Seppi, Captain Nibs Airways, and then Roundy top 5. Then DRS Neil will be DRS Julian, then Kaiser Soze and Wookie in 9th. Connor rounds out the top 10 with Simba and Dumbest Hornet 11th and 12th. Era Voice brings up the second of the Dutches in 13th. Scottish Ninja, the lone Scotsman in the field of 14th. E17 flying the flag of the Mercedes with Wookie in 15th. Ghost Rider 16th. Hot Dog is in 17th. 18th is Fast Track Dave, here a moment with DRS Neo and Anton on his intermediate tyres before he got removed from the session. Actually, wait a minute, was it Fast Track Dave that got the 5th-place grid penalty? I need to double check that. Remember, we've got a 5-minute break before anybody goes, so just calm yourselves, don't get overexcited. Set your strategy, get in the mindset, think what's going to happen. Remember, it's a long run down to turn number 1. So just keep it calm. You can lose the race on the opening lap, but you cannot win it. Remember, you have to be in it to win it. Don't go making lunges, because that could pose problems. Think about your strategy. Picture it. Are you starting on the mediums? Are you starting on the hards? What is going to give you that advantage off the line? Maybe some softs. But who knows? The softs might not last that long. Is there rain in the air? We don't know. It's all new for us. We've not seen this before. The drivers know what's coming. We don't. Think about it though. Mediums, Ant is saying he's starting on them. He could get very excited and go on to the hards imminently. And think of that opening stint. Full fuel tanks in the car. Highest tyre wear. Abrasive surface. DRS isn't that active around here. Purely because of sea level. You've got to think about it. Places to overtake. Down into turn 1. Maybe coming into the stadium section, certainly down into turn number 4. But you don't want to be going side by side through the tight and twisty sections of 7 through 11. You don't want to be side by side coming through the 16 and 17, the final corner, but you want to be close enough to really get in that DRS zone. Open your flap. Come up behind the driver in front. Down into turn 1. Remember the detection zone for the first DRS zone on the pit straight and the second is all governed by that one detection zone. So you could potentially set the pass up in the first zone and execute it in the second. It is going to be fantastic. Mandy is super chilled. All the drivers, if you're listening to this, lower the heart rates. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. Think of how your start is going to go. Don't make lunges. You make lunges, you make me unhappy. I'll send Bigfoot after you. And that isn't a euphemism. Just picture that lap. Down into turn 1, drop it to third. Right hand side, don't ride the curbs too much. Into 2 and 3, remember those slightly half sausage curbs. Could spin you. Down 3, down into 4. To the left, to the right. Have some good rear traction. Remember the cars are going to react differently with fuel. They're going to be more sluggish. Going onto our formation lap, Super Striker. Yes, I was right. DRS Neil. 5th place grid penalty. As is Fast Track Dave. See? Just what you want. There is the tyre strategy. And we can see a Captain Nibs, a DRS Neil, and an Anton. All on the softs. Potentially out with their natural habitats. We can see Julian, Wookie, Senior Hornet, and the Dutch Brexit campaigner Era Voice going for the hards. They know in the early stages of their development that they're going to lose places. The rest are on the mediums, probably the favoured race tyre. The tyre of choice of the Mexican aficionados. A little bit of lime, sprinkle of salt. Maybe some Corona. Get the tyres ready. Front row, both on mediums. Captain Nibs in third on the softs. He's going to have an advantage. Is Stan Collymore the man that you're looking at? Super Striker. Will he keep it together? Can our pole position winner, DRS Neil, make up for lost time? We'll see. But they're lining up as we get closer to the Grand Prix. But here we go. Lining up. Connor disqualified. Simba disqualified for not being able to drive into a pit grid box. Fast Track Dave, who isn't fast. Here we go. Waiting for the lights. The lights are on. It's 5 red lights and underway here in Mexico City. Great start from Super Striker. He's made a really good move. Captain Nibs hasn't got off the line as quickly as you would have thought, but he's now starting to make it. Seppi is now looking at being able to take that slipstream. Here we go. Does everybody get through? Look at the jostling. Was about 3 or 4 wide here. The Alpine is going to look to go up the front. Super Striker, a little bit of wheel bashing there. One of the McLaren nearly around there. The Ferrari, Captain Nibs losing out to DRS Neil, who's gone from 6th to 3rd. Era Voice down to 18th at the moment. Alfa Romeo's well in 6th and only 6th. Roundy in 10th and 11th, but Roundy's gone slightly up. Airways into 5th. Kaiser Soze there with the Ferrari of Nibs running slightly wide. That's allowed Airways back up into 4th place. The two Alpha Tauris in 7th and 8th. They've made up places. Simba in 13th, Anton 15th, Hot Dog 17th, E17 16th. Everybody's got through lap 1 so far. No issues so far from everyone. Remember, variety of tyre strategies. DRS Neil on those soft compound tyres. He's going to be looking to make a move. We've got one in the Mercedes as E17 has gone round. It's a VSC. Has he got his front wing? He does indeed, but a VSC, that will help those soft tyre runners at the moment. VSC will be ending soon. Remember, they're all driving to a delta. And depending on when the VSC ends, you don't want to be caught out by being negative, otherwise you will be on a drive-through penalty, as we've seen in Qatar a couple of weeks ago. Let's see, Captain Nibs hasn't had the greatest of race starts. Third on the grid on the softs, down to fifth. The two Red Bulls are in the pits. Let's have a look. It's a front wing change for Simba. Is it a front wing change? It's a penalty for Error Voice there. It was. Zach's getting a new front wing, so they need a full safety car because they are falling down the field. Seppi leading. Is the safety car coming to an end? Super Striker second, DRS Neil in third, and Airways in fourth. Nibs the biggest faller, Neil the biggest gainer of the top six. Still VSC. Simba and Error Voice changing tyres, going on to the hard compound tyres. Zach doing the same. There is Error Voice as well, although that looks like he's on the mediums. Still on VSC, and we're green to go. No drive-through penalties by the looks of things. Seppi will be looking to gain, run slightly deep though into turn number 12 there. Remember, the mediums will not be as hot as the softs that are on Neil's Haas. Remember, it was the two Haas's that came together in qualifying. DRS now enabled. Remember, they are now looking for the slipstream. They won't get DRS until the third zone coming through this lap. E17, fastest lap. As it stands, 126.5. Expect that to drop shortly. Seppi in the Alpine. And Super Striker Stan Collymore got to watch out for DRS Neil, who's behind Airways in fourth, and Captain Nibs in fifth. But we're going to stay on board. Let's jump on board the Alpine as he comes through now into 4, 5, and then into 6. Let's see who's got the better line. Let's just see who seems to have a little bit more traction. The McLaren seemingly planted. That Alpine very revvy, but let's see as they now come through the tight and twisty section. You can see the McLaren just slowly dropping back slightly, which won't help him as they come through the DRS zone, but he will start to gain. You can see DRS Neil just lurking. Neil's at a moment, he's the front end just didn't want to turn in for him. Let's see now, he is within 9/10 of a second of Super Striker Stan Collymore. Is he going to get DRS? That's going to be the key thing. Seppi, Super Striker 120.5, fastest man on track. Does Neil get DRS? Yes, he does. Kaiser Soze though is looking at Captain Nibs. Captain Nibs on those soft compound tyres. Kaiser Soze's got DRS wide open. Is he going to go around the outside into turn number 1? Remember, he can use DRS coming from turn number 3 into 4. So if he gets a good exit, he should be able to get past that Ferrari. We've got Dumbest Hornets at the moment coming through turn number 2 into 3. Was a yellow flag. Anton up into 10th. Ghost Rider down into 11th. Kaiser Soze hasn't made it through. The two Alpha Tauris are battling each other. One in the mediums and one in the hards. Teamwork, boys. Let Connor go with it. Wookie behind in the hards. Here is Anton on the softs. Ghost Rider in the Ferrari with a hot dog behind him. Dumbest Hornet is there as well. Fast Track Dave. The Red Bulls, Simba needing a safety car to make this work. Here is Seppi, Super Striker, only half a second behind. Let's stay on board with him. Let's see what he can do. He's going to get DRS. Is he going to be able to make the move on the Alpine? He's only 3/10. He's already there already. This is going to be him as he's going to move across. There it is. Past the Alpine. DRS Neil not within DRS range this time, and nicely done. And the McLaren will get DRS again from turn number 3 into 4. Seppi lost that one out. Neil 1.1 behind. Airways a further 1.6 back. KnightshadowSC and Captain Nib. Soze's past His Highness Captain. Julian has passed Connor as they come through 3 and 4 and 5. The two AlphaTauris battling each other. We've got Mercedes pretty much up their gearbox. They're going to have 2 Williams shortly as well with Anton and Hot Dog. Super Striker gets 3 seconds already. We're only on lap 5 and he's got 3 seconds already. Let's jump on board with Wookie. Let's see what he can do from an AlphaTauri perspective. He wants past those pesky AlphaTauris. Connor's looking up the inside of DRS Julian and does make a move into the stadium section. We said it was an opportunity, but the two AlphaTauris need to help each other here. At the moment, it's almost like they're hindering each other. Now coming on to the start-finish straight. Remember, Connor won't get DRS. Julian will. Wookie will. Anton will. Wookie's already got more speed. He's using his ERS. He's using DRS now, but Julian just having more straight line speed. Wookie's staying out of the slipstream. Julian's going to make a move into turn number 1. Is Connor going to try and hang him around? Oh, the two AlphaTauris have made contact! Julian's rear stepped out and sent him into the side of Connor. We've got Anton there as well. Julian falling down into 10th place. Wookie and Anton having moments together. Anton's going to try and go through, and he has indeed on the Williams. But the two AlphaTauris coming together in turn number 1. Yeah, just as Julian was braking, the rear stepped out. Kind of, he went to correct. He hit into the side of Connor, and Franz Tost would not be happy at that. But Anton now is behind him. KnightshadowSC and Captain Nibs are at it again. We'll keep an eye on this battle as well. Soze behind, coming through the stadium section. Let's see what they can do. He's going to get DRS this time. Let's have a look at the speed differential. Is Nibs going to use ERS? No, he doesn't. Seppi's past Super Striker. Will jump back to that in a moment, but Soze is past. Seppi passed through the McLaren as well. DRS Neil crucial, much closer this time. DRS wide open for the Alpine. Let's just jump back to the Wookie. Julian. Anton has passed Connor battle. Julian's passed Wookie. So it's the foursome at the moment. Boyzone, basically. AlphaTauris, the meet in the Williams and Mercedes sandwich. There is Julian on the harder compound tyres. Wookie behind him as well on those harder compounds. Mediums for Connor, softs for Anton. So it's going to start to go off soon for him. Captain Nibs also on the soft. Not where he would have wanted to be, considering he was third on the grid. He's not taking advantage of that opportunity. Super Striker now within 7/10 of a second. Let's see what he can do. 8/10 now, just coming through the exit of the stadium section. We'll see with the DRS how that goes. He's got DRS wide open. He's gaining. Half a second. Jump on board. We will go. Is he going to make a move into turn number 1? No, he's not. He's going to try and save it for the run from 3 to 4. Seppi just looking to position that Alpine much better. He does get a better exit, and he should be safe for this lap, unless Super Striker Stan Collymore decides to make a move. No, he doesn't. Scottish Ninja and East 17 having a little battle to themselves with Fast Track Dave just behind them. Grant just went a little bit deep there into turn number 1. He will get the DRS though. As it opens up, Fast Track Dave will also be looking at his as well. Simbaroni and Arrow Voice all coming back through the field, although gaining bit by bit by bit. They won't get to the end on those tyres. Wookie. Super Striker and Seppi. Look at the bow here, and DRS Neil has gone past as well. Seppi's obviously had a moment just coming into the stadium section. Has gone from first to third, but what can he do? So far those softs are making headway on Neil and on Anton, not on Captain Nib. Seppi though, DRS will be open. Is it open on Neil? No, it's not. We're looking from the rear end because here comes the Alpine of Seppi. Oh, there was a little bit of a move late in the day from Neil there. Oh, a little bit of slap on the wrist there, potentially. Julian and Captain Nibs. Captain Nibs in the pits. He's given up on those soft compound tires and decided they're not for him anymore. He will go onto the hards, most likely. Let's just double check. Yeah, no, he's gone on to the mediums. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Right, Super Striker leads, Seppi second, Neil third. Airways is beginning to catch this little one because they are just fighting and tripping over themselves. Like Fast Track Dave, Scottish Ninja down into 15th. What has happened? Because Grant's in a moment he's missing an end plate. Wonder if something has happened there. Captain Nibs lets him back through. Wonder if he just got a bit of an illegal overtake there. Let's just jump back. Why have we got another? Yeah, we got one of the Alfa Romeos. Is that KnightshadowSC? It is. He's had a moment coming through the tight and twisty section, and he's also lost an end plate. That is going to be a pit stop for the Alfa Romeo driver. He was beginning to get into contention in the top 5, but no longer. Connor up into 6th place. Seppi chasing Super Striker, but crucially does not have DRS, whereas Neil does, jumping on board with the Haas. Nope, not gaining. Not to make a move anyway. Airways is there as well. Let's have a look at Julian. Wookie is passed. Connor is there as well. Hot Dog. KnightshadowSC's pitting new hard compound tyres and front wing. Just Dumbest Hornet looking at the back of Ghost Rider. Oh, and Ghost Rider and Hot Dog there. Hot Dog obviously had a moment coming through turn number 1. Remember, Super Striker, the only one to get a 3-second time penalty. He got that on lap 5. He was pushing hard. Aerovoice is retired! Aerovoice is retired in the pits. He's obviously had some damage. And the second Red Bull has said goodbye to Europe. Or in this case, goodbye North America. Central America, technically. And he is out. Down to 18 runners. It's a McLaren first and last. Let's just see Seppi now 1.5, so he's fallen out of the DRS range of Super Striker in front, and he's pitting, and so is DRS Neil. So remember, mediums on Seppi, softs on DRS Neil. Let's see what they both put on. I would suspect Seppi will go into the hards. He does. What does Neil go on to? Mediums. There is no way Neil is getting those mediums to the end. Oh, and Scottish Ninja gets a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. Something's definitely happened to that McLaren there. But these two are going to come out into an absolute battle of their own. Yeah, Ninja's penalties central. I'll be honest, there is... Oh, one of the Alpines has spun. Is that Seppi? It is. He made contact with Hot Dog. And it's a virtual safety car. I wonder whether he just went in a little bit too deep there. Connor's had a moment as well. But it's a VSC. I mean, Seppi and Neil came out into an absolute, the worst possible place with a battling trio. And, well, the Hot Dog and Seppi, not great. Now, this is perfect if you are Super Striker. Go in pit now. Stick on a set of hard compound tyres. Ninja has retired in the pit lane. But Super Striker, Stan Collymore, stick your hard compound tyres on. You're going to get a free pit stop, mate. No, he doesn't. DRS is now enabled. VSE actually now over. I wonder what happened to Connor. What's happened to him? He's racing. Oh, he's not got a front wing. That's why. Wonder where he managed to lose that. Roundy's retired as well through the tight and twisty stuff. Surely safety car. The Aston Martin driver has gone round. But it is a safety car, and to be honest, this is what Simba needed, is what Roundy and Aerovoice needed, but they're not here. Rob Dog, Hot Dog, 5 seconds in the pit lane. Well, this brings a whole new complexion onto things. E17, 5-second penalty for a collision with Fast Track Dave. Seppi's getting a new front wing, so he's going to drop down. DRS Neil is also in the pits. We'll look at tyres after the event. Super Striker first, Anton in second, Wookie in third. He's doing not too bad. So, here in Mexico, we had a VSC. We had a first round of pit stops for some VSC. Now we are into full safety car mode. Super Striker should retain the lead. Anton should come out in second as well. And Super Striker does come in. You'd be absolutely foolish not to pit. Talking of foolish, here's Anton. No idea what he might do. And he does come in. Good boy. Not foolish. DRS Julian. Wookie is pitting as well. So let's have a look at Super Striker. He's coming back out on the hard, so he will lead. He will be the first car behind the safety car. Anton puts the hards on as well. Julian comes in, he'll stick the mediums on. Maybe a little bit early for the mediums. The hard runners are the ones who are going to be disadvantaged slightly here. Rob Dog gets allowed to the penalty for speeding in the pit lane. There's a brake marker board.
How's he got, what?
They must have got it for speeding under the yellow flags, not in the pit lane. I was about to say. Right, let's just have a look at tyres. There we go. The hards. Hans says going from P18 to P3 in one stint isn't foolish. No, I never said that was foolish. I said if you hadn't have pitted, you would have been foolish. And then I went to you. So technically I wasn't suggesting that your drive hasn't been sublime. You have been lucky in taking advantage of incidents in front of you. However, well done on third place so far. But you are behind Airways and Super Striker, which, to be frank, I'd have expected you to be in the lead by now, so get a move on. Right, hot dogs retired, so we're down to 15. Connor's at the back. It's not going well for us, to be honest. Yeah, need to do a bit better. Kaiser Soze there, Dumbest Hornet in 8th. Nicely done. But those who've just gone on the mediums aren't going to get to the end of this race. 23 laps is a long way to go, folks. I do love Dumbest Hornet's helmet. I shall have to inspect that closer. Can I see it? No, I can't. I will see it, don't you worry. Right, another lap of the safety car action here in Mexico. Let's keep an eye on what is happening. Safety car should come in at the end of this lap and return us to full racing speed. So let's keep an eye as we go through. The field now pretty much bunched together. Connor gets the 3-second time. How can you get, Connor? How can you get a 3-second time penalty? You're under a safety car. Shooting ourselves in the foot is my response. Safety car in this lap. So Super Striker becomes the de facto safety car in this scenario. Remember, DRS will not be active until the start of lap number 17. Let's see what he does. Here he goes. He is dropping Airways. 4/10, 6/10 of a second. Anton right behind Airways right now. So let's just jump on board the rear wing of the Alpine. Let's see what's happening. The Williams gaining slightly. It's not going to be enough to be able to get him past into turn number 1. Remember, no DRS laps 15 and 16. That will become active on lap 17. Seppi and E17 having a little bit of a wheel burn. Look at this, the Aston Martin of Neil and Dumbest Hornet having a little bit of a battle together. Captain Nibs, 12th. His race really hasn't happened since, well, the start. Simba is back in the hunt. Connor is there as well. Dumbest Hornet and Seppi having their little battle still as they come through the field. The medium runners, Wiki, Julian, Seppi, Hornet and Simba will have to pit again. The hard runners should go to the end. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Talking about coulda, shoulda, woulda. What could have happened? What could have been for the 4 drivers who are out? The McLaren into the stadium section now with an 8/10 of a second gap. Clean slate for everyone. Pulls the field back together again. One second just over. Anton looking to gain. Seppi fastest lap of the race all of a sudden. 1:20.2. Field just really kind of keeping together. Seppi probably the closest to DRS Neil. Are we going to see a move into turn 1 by the Alpine on the mediums against the hards of the Haas? No, we don't. Keeping it together. Simba looking at the rear of the Mercedes as we jump on board with the red Bullio. The Mercedes is getting a little rear, just stepped out a little bit there, coming out down into turn number 4. Still looking good there. Connor up into 14th. Super Striker building that 1.4 seconds gap on Airways. Anton there. Remember, DRS will become active in lap 17. Wiki staying close as well. DRS Julian there as well, and in with the hunt. Looked like he just cut slightly the corner. Ghost Rider doing well in that Ferrari. Coming through the stadium section, look at that gaggle behind him, starting with Kaiser Soze with DRS Neil and Seppi and Dumbest Hornet. Super Striker fastest man, hard tires 1:19.7. Nice exit there from Soze. Remember, no DRS. They'll become enabled this lap, yes, but look at this speed differential of DRS Neil and that Haas. Absolutely flying. Soze will be looking to make a move. Seppi's going to look to make a move up the inside as well. There's the Alpine. Does he make the move? No, he's going to try and hang it round the outside. No, he doesn't. And Seppi knows he has to make a move quickly because DRS Neil is already going to look past Ghost Rider, who's flashing his ERS, coming around the outside now. And Ghost Rider does the sensible thing and just almost allows him through there. There we go, DRS Neil at the front of that pack. Ghost Rider. Seppi chasing down the Ferrari. Soze lost 2 places there. One to Neil, one to Seppi. Let's jump on board with the Alpine. You can see Neil getting away. Neil's already on that kind of, or near enough that lead pack. Seppi will be shouting French expletives in that helmet. DRS will become active for the Alpine. He doesn't even need it. He's passed him before the DRS detection line. There is that by. Look at that front wing. That's quite a lovely front wing. Ah, there we go. Ah, there we go. There we are. DRS wide open. Remember, Super Striker has a 3-second time penalty to come at the end of this race. So he needs to build that gap on Anton, who's past Airways for 2nd place. Anton could get the win here. The French Frog could be hopping for joy. Let's see. DRS Neil and Seppi now coming back together again. Hornet in Ghost Rider, and Soze having a little bit of battle. E17 and Connor having a battle. Let's jump on board with the Connor. Oh, well, Connor's clearly had a moment there of just, he's doing Farm Simulator, shall we say? Airways been passed by, or Wookie has been passed by Airways.